students, welcome back to another exciting creative writing class from ExamPadi. Today's topic is Recount Writing Part 2. In our previous lesson, we looked at the meaning, purpose, structure, and features of a story recount. Please join me as we examine the various steps involved in writing a good story recount. A recount is a story that retells an experience or an event that happened in the past. The purpose of a story recount is to inform, entertain, evaluate, or educate. And a valuable technique that contributes to the success of a recount story is addressing the following questions during the writing process. Who, what, when, where, and why. Now here are some tips to writing a good story recount. 1. Keep the title simple to summarize the major idea. For example, the title could be A Trip to the Zoo. 2. Set the scene for the audience in terms of characters and settings. This will provide the reader with all the essential ingredients of the recount in their introduction while addressing the who, what, when, and where. 3. Present events in a logical and chronological order. Begin with the starting point of the event or experience and progress through each step or significant moment until the conclusion. This structure helps readers follow the story easily. While writing a story recount, use a variety of time transitional terms and phrases like after, later, furthermore, in addition, next, however, and so on to keep your audience engaged throughout. Avoid using and then. 4. Each new section will require a new paragraph. You can work with the structure of a recount writing mentioned in our previous video. 5. In a story recount, the story will be retold in the first person's point of view. Writing a recount story in the first person narrative means telling a story from the perspective of the narrator, who is directly involved in the event being described. The narrator uses the pronoun I, me, and my to refer to themselves. It allows readers to experience the story through the eyes of the narrator. 6. Recounts are always written in the past tense, so be conscious of staying in this tense throughout. Everything has already happened, so ensure your vocabulary reflects this. 7. Use descriptive languages, that's adjective. Use vivid and descriptive language to paint a picture in the reader's mind. Include sensory details such as sight, sound, smell, and feelings to make the recount more engaging. 8. Focus on key details. Select the most important details and moments to include in your recount. Be mindful of not overwhelming the reader with too much information. Choose details that are relevant and necessary. Now, let's look at an example of a recount writing. Title: My Most Memorable School Trip. I'll begin with the introduction. Last month, my school organized an exciting and unforgettable trip to a local zoo. As a student, I was filled with joy and excitement as I had never been to a zoo before. It was an opportunity to explore and learn about various animals and their habitat. The body now. On a bright and sunny morning, our class gathered at the school entrance, all dressed in our school uniforms. Our teachers divided us into small groups and we boarded the school bus with great enthusiasm. The journey to the zoo was filled with laughter and chatter as we eagerly discussed the animals we hoped to see. As we approached the zoo, the anticipation grew, and we couldn't wait to begin our adventure. Upon entering the zoo, we were greeted by colorful banners and informative signs. Our teachers handed out maps, which helped us to navigate our way through the zoo's various sections. The first stop was the reptile house. I was both fascinated and a little scared as I saw snakes, lizards, and huge crocodiles. Our teacher shared interesting facts about these reptiles, and I couldn't help but be amazed by their unique features. Next, we headed to the primate section. I was particularly excited to see monkeys swinging from tree to tree. We observed different species of primates, including playful chimpanzees and funny monkeys. It was beautiful to see them mimic human actions and interact with one another. The sight of baby monkeys clinging to their mothers brought smiles to our faces. Later, we entered the aviary, a large enclosed space where birds of various shapes and sizes flew freely. The vibrant colors of the birds were so lovely, and their melodic chirping created a delightful song. I learned about different bird species and their habitats, including the majestic peacock and the graceful flamingo. It was like stepping into a different world. The best part of the trip was the safari ride. We boarded an open-air vehicle that took us to an adventurous journey through the vast area where animals roamed freely. I spotted lions, giraffes, zebras, and even elephants. Witnessing these magnificent creatures up close was a surreal experience. Our guide provided insightful information about each animal, making the safari ride both educational and thrilling. The conclusion now. As the day came to an end, we gathered near the zoo entrance to say our goodbyes. I felt a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to explore the animal kingdom. The school trip to the zoo was truly memorable and educational. It not only broadened my knowledge about wildlife, but also fostered a love and appreciation for nature. I will cherish this experience forever, and I hope to visit more zoos and wildlife locations in the future. That was an example of a recount writing. Here is a task to assess your knowledge of the topic. 1. Select a topic that resonates with you. It could be a personal encounter, an educational excursion, a delightful holiday, a jubilant festivity, or any unforgettable experience. 2. Proceed to write a recount of this event. And 3. Ensure that your story recount is not less than 5 paragraphs. Thank you for learning the various steps involved in writing a great story recount with me. Goodbye.